is Charles Okigbo. I'm from Nigeria.
And where are you based at the moment?
I've taught in Nigerian universities and also in Kenya, but at the moment I'm in the United States, where I teach at North Dakota State University.
There is the need to raise the quality of and increase the number of PhD students. What advice would you give to anybody who wants to do a PhD?
It will start from aspiring to be a knowledge producer. You don't do a PhD because you want to make money, but rather it's because you want to be a critical analyst of society, and in doing that, create new knowledge that will make people understand many problems from different perspectives. By understanding those problems better, they will be in a better position to also come up with solutions. PhD in every discipline is actually problem solving. And for anybody to do well in that, they must be naturally interested in identifying and solving problems.
And if a person makes up his mind that he wants to be a producer of knowledge, how does the journey begin?
Well, it begins by identifying people who are there already. If you want to be a good wine tapper, you have to know good wine tappers who will teach you how it's done. Similarly, if you want to be a doctoral degree holder, it's good for you to identify those who already hold doctorates and then get close to them and begin to admire what they do that you like. And then through interactions, they will be able to guide you. It begins by being inquisitive, trying to find out what is there that I need to know and how do I get the information. That will involve identifying the good schools in your area of interest. That will also involve applying to as many of them as possible. I advise my students to apply to not less than 10 universities because a PhD program should be sponsored. I don't expect anybody to forgo getting a monthly salary because they are in a doctoral program. And therefore, doctoral programs must provide enough scholarship and assistantship for students to do full-time studies without worrying about where rent money will come from or how they will pay their school fees. So the prospective student must identify areas or programs or institutions that have the endowment to provide scholarships. Their scholarships shouldn't even consider them.
Excellent. You mentioned selecting the right universities. What advice would you give to prospective students on how to identify the right universities?
Well, these days, U.S. News and World Report provides rankings of all academic programs. So if students go to U.S. News and World Report, www.usnews.com, they will see the rankings of the best universities in all areas of study, and that will guide them. But that's only a starting point. It's important for them to again go to their mentors, go to the best teachers, go to people who already have doctorates in those areas, and ask them their views and their advice about the best universities to apply to. Because the quality of universities change from one period to another, depending on who the teachers at the time are. So the best university 5 years ago might not be one of the best universities today. So it's important for students to be up to date. Do research, talk to people, be inquisitive enough to identify what universities are producing the best scholars. The best scholars very often tend to congregate. Birds of the same feather go together. So good scholars attract other good scholars. If you know where the good scholars are, that's probably a good program.
Thank you very much, Professor. Excellent.